welcome back. I'm speaking with Faye and Erskine Knowles. Now, what I didn't tell you at the start of the show, that this couple, this husband and wife, they're actually TikTok and other internet forms stars. Faye's a writer, Erskine's a singer-songwriter, and we're going to start off with Faye so you can learn a little bit about what she's done. You published, what, 6 books?
6 books on Amazon, yes. And then this is, sorry, and now I have 7, yes.
This is
my
the 7th
seventh,
one.
yeah.
This one is called Island Surprise. And this is more of a child's book.
This is my first children's book, yes.
So tell us a little bit about this.
Well,
tell us how you got into, because you self-published.
Yes.
Tell me how you got into that.
Okay.
Because in retirement, people don't expect you to do anything on your own like that.
Well, the novel that I wrote, my first novel, Dangerous Devotion, is a mystery romance. And after I wrote it, I didn't believe in self-publishing. I didn't really know much about it back then. And I always was told, well, once you sell the book to all your relatives and your friends, then that's it, no one else will buy it. And so I wanted really to get it traditionally published, and so I made up my mind that I would send out 100 submissions to agents and editors, and if I didn't have anybody accept it, then I would turn to self-publishing. But I got to 70. I had sent off 70 submissions. I did get one publisher that was really, really interested. And she did say, the editor did say she would like her assistant to take a look at it if I didn't mind. And they were very interested in it. But it all fell through, I don't know why. And so after I got to 70, I said, a friend of mine, actually, an author friend, she said, you should go on Amazon, you should publish your books on Amazon. I didn't know anything about that at all. I thought self-publishing, you just paid a company to publish the books for you. But Amazon, you do it yourself. And she showed me how to do it, and that's what I've been doing ever since.
Wow.
Publishing on Amazon.
That means big bucks rolling in.
Not really. No, not really.
No, but I'm sure it does supplement income.
It can be, yeah. But not yet. I haven't made it yet, but I'm hoping this will be the one, because it's very popular.
So tell us about the different kinds of books. You said the first one was...
First one is Dangerous Devotion. It was a novel.
Right.
And it actually grew out of a short story that was published in the Lady magazine in London. I've had 9 short stories published in the Lady magazine in London. And so one of my sister-in-laws read the story, and she said, oh, I really like this story, but she said it's too short. You need to make it longer. And so I turned it into a novel, and that was Dangerous Devotion. And then I decided to make it a trilogy. And so I went on to the second one, which is Deadly Deceit in Paradise. The first novel was set in Scotland and the Bahamas. Deadly Deceit is set in the Bahamas. And then I've written a third one, which is set in the Bahamas, but I haven't had time to publish yet because I've been tied up with this one.
These are books of fiction, but they come from experiences, inspired by experiences that you've had?
Not really, no, just ideas, you know, yeah. And then then I also published The Scottish Connection, which is about when my mother and I took our sons back to Scotland to research our roots, and it's got a lot of old photos in it and everything, and history and so on. And then a writer's guide, how to be the best writer ever. And then 2 books of short stories, Sunbeams from the Heart and Moonbeams from the Soul, the short stories. So that's 6, that makes 6. And this is the 7th, yeah.
Island Surprise. So what made you take a look at
well, I wrote Island
children's books? You have young grandkids? Or?
No,
No?
but I love children.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I guess I was just, I wrote this book a long time ago. I started writing it a long time ago. It just came to me about these 2 little boys, Bahamian boys, being taken by their parents to an anonymous island, an imaginary island in the Bahamas, and they wanted to get down there to surprise their grandparents. And it's all about the adventures they had getting down there and trying to find their grandparents when they got to the island, and there was a storm and flooding and all this sort of thing. And But the important essence of the book is it's all about resilience and courage. It's about family togetherness. It's got a lot of values in it, and also it's educational because it tells about how it's like going back in time, and it tells about how the grits are made, how they're, what would you say, Erskine guided me on this, grinding the corn, yes, they have the mill in there and everything. So I decide from Erskine's telling me, exactly how it's done, I took that and put it in the book.
I tell you, I'm looking forward to reading it. It looks like a nice and easy read, and
it is.
And I'll share it with my nephew.
Thank you.
Afterwards.
I hope he likes it.
Now to Mr. Music Man, and because I was hearing you sing on YouTube, Calypso Man, which I haven't heard in ages, but you're saying you can't think of a recording of it? So my knowledge of it must be from live performances somewhere in life.
Yeah.
But it's everybody.
I heard it in the 50s.
But it's everybody calls me Calypso Man. You said.
Everybody calls me Calypso
That's
Man.
that's the title.
I think I've heard George Simmons sing it a long time ago, the 50s.
Okay.
Because I used to.
Well, I know it's from that era. Yeah.
Because I used to stop by the Carlton Lee Street. The old, H.C. Christie's over there. It's right across. There used to be a Carlton House.
Yeah.
George Simmons used to play there. That's the 50s. George Simmons with Peter Taylor, drums, and Harold Montner on the flute.
Okay.
So I used to stop by there. I used to work on Bay Street. I used to stop by there on my way home. I used to live Orchid Hill, and so stop by there and listen to them. That's how I got to know George Simmons and all of them. And then when I worked for Piper's department store, we sold all the records or the albums.
Right.
They all came in there. Freddie Mullins, Blind Bake, you name it.
Now this is the time when, and I have to be careful how I say this, but would you say that Damien music was more appreciated back then than it is now?
Oh, definitely.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, people like Richie Deli Moore, he was one of the best singers in Bahamas. People don't know him.
But he went away and.
A lot of people don't know Ronnie Butler. I asked
Rich is a travesty.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people, they don't know. That's why I put on the internet. If they went there on the TikTok and YouTube, they could see me talking about all these entertainers, nightclubs where they used to play.
Mm-hmm. And you're playing along as you go. So when you do your YouTube pieces or TikTok pieces, before you actually play the music, you give a little bit of history as far as you know about the song?
We do the research.
Okay.
I type it up ready to when it's up on TikTok. I have a whole bunch of stuff I include about it. So if people click on that, they can see the background about it. So we research every song that he sings.
What a valuable contribution that is. I mean, really,
I would like to get it out there so people could know these things.
Because we were so dismayed when we would talk to young people and they never heard of these old musicians, And that's another reason we started doing this and going on TikTok and YouTube, so the young people could learn. And they want to learn too when we tell them about it.
I mean, you can't help it if you've never been introduced to something. But it's important for you to do that.
They were not. I don't know why.
They should be taught in school, really, about the old musicians.
See, I went to all these.
It has to be.
I went to all the nightclubs. I met all the people who used to run the nightclubs, like John Chipman, him and his wife Becky.
Right.
They used to have the Confidential, by the Industrial Gardens.
Mm-hmm.
That was the 50s.
Wow. They had quite a show, didn't they?
Yeah, a very good, beautiful show. Fire dance. Yes. And then they had the limbo.
And here you could hardly find any native shows in the Bahamas at all now.
That's right. Yes. Yeah.
King Eric and his Knights.
I remember going to that. Yeah, and Peanut Taylor.
Yes, they were friends of ours. Yeah.
Wendell Stewart. Wendell Stewart and me, Wendell Stewart, and like Ezra Hepburn and some of the other guys. We used to go to a lady to learn some extra chords. She used to live on Market Street, right on the corner of Wolf Road. Before you cross Wolf Road, right on the corner, she had a clapper. She used to teach extra chords, and she was from Barbados.
Okay.
But you didn't talk about your club, not your club, but the Lisbon club where your band used
the
to play.
Lisbon Club, yeah.
Where was that?
That was right by Hoffers on Bay Street.
Okay.
Hoffers on
So
Bay
right
Street,
downtown.
Right through the alley, yeah. Right
yeah,
through the
yeah.
alley. We played there. We played there for about 3 months. But it got too much playing every night, except Sunday night.
But I used to come in there
Used to come
because
there.
the girls and I that I shared the apartment with, we used to go club hopping all down Bay Street, and we'd end up at the Lisbon Club. And there was a guy that ran it called Johnny, was he
Long
called?
John Silver.
They used to call him Long John Silver. And because I used to get up and sing Yellowbird and other songs with Erskine, when I came in, he'd say, Yellowbird, to try and get me to... And then after I sang there, I'd pop across and sing at the Purple Onion across the road. Because I've been singing since I was 10 as well.
Okay, Purple Onion, I've never heard of that one.
Yeah.
That was the island. The Purple Onion was right on the Royal Elizabeth Hotel, right on the water by the Union Wharf.
Oh.
Right there.
Must have been a very exciting time.
It
in the
was,
Bahamas.
Oh,
yeah. And then after they'd finished playing, we'd go over the hill all hours of the morning, you know.
Yeah, it was
to
safe, nobody bothered
Yeah,
you.
to all the clubs.
Hill except stop at the Hutch or Aaron's Chicken Shack. But Hutch, we used to go to Hutch and listen to Wendell Short and sometimes David Smith, and they used to have Lord Cody, you know, Lord Cody and Carolites. Lord Cody and Charles Carter, brother.
Oh, yeah, very well. Actually, well, when I say very well, Cody Jr., I used to work part-time on Fridays at his store because I knew everything about I used to be in the store every Friday and tell people what they should buy, what's the hottest new album. So he says, you know what, you might as well work here, and I'll tell you what, I'll pay you in records. That was the best job ever.
How fabulous.
The singer, Cody's singer was David Smith from Long Island.
Okay.
Edwards Key. I knew him. We go to school. I knew all of them. I played with some of them. I played with Count Bernardino. Played with his daughter Nita.
Okay.
Played with Count many times.
Wow.
Not just a concert. Flower, what I'm talking about. On Cable Beach. He used to be West Wind 2.
Okay.
No, West Wind. Yeah, West Wind 2. And whenever I played with his daughter Nita.
Okay.
And then we were at the Buzz and Crazy Johnny's.
You heard about the Buzz and Crazy Johnny's.
I played rock also, like Pretty Woman, Roy Orbison, Pretty Woman.
Oh, I love him. I'm a big Roy Orbison fan, to be honest with you.
You didn't listen to me playing Pretty Woman then?
I'm gonna go through your online, because you got so many things online.
Yeah.
You know? But you know, at the beginning I spoke about let's stay together and love will keep us together, which it obviously has for you.
Yeah.
So the question I have for you is, what is the recipe for a long-lasting, loving marriage? And I want to hear it from you individually first, but I understand that you have a special online process for people to actually tap into. But tell us about what you think the secret is.
God.
The recipe is.
The recipe is believing in God.
Amen.
God and Son Jesus, Christ our Lord and Savior, and the Holy Spirit, and all the angels and all the heavenly hosts. Believe in them and worship them. They're number one. And there's nothing nobody can do in the world without. They have the last say. And we stuck there. When we got married, it was to stay together until death do us part.
Which church did you get married in, by the way?
St. Anne's Church, Fox Hill.
Oh, okay.
And I had to be confirmed in the Anglican Church because I'd never been confirmed.
And
I had to go for confirmation classes up to the priest. And then because Erskine's father's connection with the bishop.
I knew the bishop.
His father.
Anglican bishop, so.
Because he was a lay reader.
He confirmed her at his palace, the bishop's palace.
Okay.
Yeah.
We used to go to
Now, which bishop was this at that time?
It was, see the name. There was two bishops.
Bishop Markham.
Markham was, I think it's Markham. Which one
I don't
was the
remember.
Catholic?
No, yeah, Markham was Anglican, so
He was
probably
Anglican. He was the one, Markham, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
That was because of your father,
My
because he was
father,
a lay
my father
reader.
used to come down. He was a lay reader in the church in Long Island. So when he came down, I used to go with him. So sometimes we went to Massey's church, Mass, early Mass. Sometimes we went to the Bishop's Palace.
Okay.
So he knew us, so that's why he confirmed my
Yeah,
wife.
and the other reason I would say that when we were decided to get married, Erskine said, as long as we pull together and not pull apart, then we'll make it.
Like a chain.
So
that is really, I don't want to say simple because that's very profound as well, but it's simple advice that if people would actually sort of pay attention to, then they might find that they will be successful
yes,
in marriage.
yes.
But of course, people
Right.
don't have the patience now,
No.
and maybe not as deep a conviction to God.
Yeah.
So, but if maybe if we got together, I'll tell you how deep I am with God and what I know. It's different. I can't.
I think I know what you were. I think off camera you said something to me, and I believe that has a lot to do with it.
A lot of stuff you wouldn't believe some of the stuff.
You're going to have to, well, I met you all in Starbucks, so we'll have to go to the Starbucks and have a long talk one day.
Right.
But you have an online marital advice, relationship advice, sort of
Yeah,
program?
yeah,
What's
somebody.
it called? Tell us about
Yeah,
it.
a couple people said to us that we should share our successes with our marriage, and so it's called Secrets to a Lasting Relationship. And we're up to the final episode now. We've done 7 episodes.
Okay.
And so on TikTok, anywhere you see the red rose between us, that's one of the.
And your photos are on it as well?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
so
yeah. Well, on the
that-
video, we're talking, you see.
So I mean, if
Yeah.
you push it up, if you come onto TikTok or
Yeah,
on
you just
YouTube,
look for the
your
red
faces
rose.
with the red rose
Yeah,
will come
that's
up.
right. And then we start off how we met, and then how we got engaged, and how we got married, and a honeymoon. And we're coming up now to the final one. We haven't had time to do one for some time. We must get on with that and do that. And then I'm planning on making it into a book, a short book. Maybe just an e-book. I'm not sure whether I'll put it out in print as well. But just a little.
But
Little
all of
look.
these things keep you active and live
Of course.
and alive.
Yeah, right.
It's
Yeah.
very important.
We have an awful lot
so
to do.
many people, they hit a certain age and they retire and then they just call it a day.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
they're as if they're waiting to die. But there's so
Yes.
much to live for and
Yes.
so much, I mean, just listening to you all, I've learned so much myself today.
But also, people, if you think about what you're good at, or try and think of something that you're good at, and try and develop that into something that you can have as a really enjoyable hobby. There's always something somebody can come up with.
And things you'd be surprised that that you had the skill or talent to do.
Yes, I mean needlework, crocheting. There are a lot of people that are good with their hands. Even art, even if you're not very good at art, try your hand at it.
Well, I feel BJC art, so that won't be something I'm doing when I get old. It'll probably be the same thing I'm doing now, or related to it. Well, we're getting in our final moments now. If you have anything else you want to say about your program first, before I ask you these final questions. Anything else you want to talk about your online program?
Well, we're all over social media, and you can find me Faye Writes. If you just put in Faye Writes,
Faye without an E.
F-A-Y-K. Yeah,
Right.
Faye, yeah, F-A-Y-K, Writes.
Also, people who believe in God, I have a talk about the visions that I've had. I tell my story about all those visions.
On
It's
TikTok.
online?
TikTok, yeah. And
I'm gonna
also
look
shared
for it.
on YouTube, I think, yeah. Because we didn't start doing YouTube right away.
And you said it was your son that sort of
One of our
prodded
sons.
you and said,
Yeah.
maybe you all should...
Yeah, you should be on TikTok. He said, yeah. And I said, well, what do we do? He said, well, just wherever you are, just take a video of what you're doing, But of course, it developed into actually the music and the
a new way to
writing.
enjoy life.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Before we close, I'm going to ask each of you. I'll start with you, Faye. So just look in the camera and just give some advice to to married women, and to people in general about life, love, and laughter?
Well, I would just say don't expect too much out of your other half. You know, you have to be patient. Never go to bed annoyed with each other. Never ever do that. Even if you don't, if you're not really sorry, it's always best to say sorry, and then you'll find that everything is smoothed out the next day.
Good. And Erskine, please, for the men.
Okay. You men out there, it's give and take in a marriage. You have to take something, you have to give something. You always have to give to receive in everything in life. So don't get upset over TV program or whatever, football or sports.
Don't let the little things become big things.
Love your wife. You're supposed to love your wife, not fight, get mad with her, not fight her.
That wonderful saying that you said that Erskine said, if you could repeat the exact words.
Yes, he said, before we got married, he said, if we can pull together and not apart, then we'll make it.
Wow.
Like a chain.
That is
A
awesome.
chain.
You're both inspirations. Really,
Thank you.
And I really want to thank you for being on Read Between the Lines, our first show for the year. And may God bless you. And
Thank you so much.
July 1st.
Yes.
Right.
60.
July 1st,
Yeah.
60.
That's
yes.
diamonds. Diamond, isn't it diamond jubilee?
Money isn't important to us.
No.
Jewelry is not important to us.
But that's what it is.
I don't even have a watch.
I understand that. I'm not a jewelry man either. But anyway, really, thank you for being on the show. And I'm sure I will run into you when we go to that one Starbucks shop that we actually all sort of frequent.
Yeah.
And we thank you, our guests, our viewers, for joining us on Read Between the Lines. And thanks to our production team, especially Rambo and Dante. Blessings to you all.